Hi class, it's Professor Marino coming to you live from my secret emergency bunker in Cleveland Heights. I'm sorry we have to do this. I miss your faces and your voices. I would prefer to see you all face to face every week as scheduled. On the other hand, I would also prefer for you not to get ill. So let me talk quickly about the move online and why we're doing it, why we have to do it. What challenges we'll face, and there will be real challenges for me, but especially for you, and a rough version of how we are going to proceed. First, this is necessary. The disease is in this country. It has been our chance to bottle it up has passed. Our best hope now is to slow the spread of the disease, giving our doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals time to fight it without being overwhelmed. The question now is not whether we have the epidemic, but how fast the cases spike. And the real danger is new cases building up so quickly that our hospitals become overwhelmed. I wish all the best for you. I want you to stay healthy. I know some of you are worried about yourselves. I know some of you are worried about loved ones. I know some of you have elderly parents. I have an elderly parent who's not always in the best health. I have other medical concerns in my family. And I know you're worried. The best thing you can do is to stay indoors, see as few people as possible, and slow this down. The good news is Cleveland is a great medical city. We have world-class hospitals, world-class doctors, nurses, physicians assistants, you name it. They have our back if we have theirs. Our goal is to keep the spread slow so that our doctors and nurses and the available resources in our hospitals have time to fight it. We'll all be safer that way. I thank you. I also want to thank you since I am just over the age line where fatality rates tend to increase. I would like to thank you all for doing your part not to kill me. Big ups. Thank you. Is there extra credit for that? There's karmic extra credit for that. Well, so I want to say, seriously, I'll admit right now, I find online learning less effective than face-to-face in lots of ways. Maybe that's because I'm more effective as a face-to-face teacher. I have decades more practice as a face-to-face teacher. I started teaching in 1991. I tend to joke that distance learning can lead to creating distance from the learning, but it's better than nothing. Here's the first thing. It is especially hard for you. Online learning requires more active engagement for the student. The good news is you don't have to show up on schedule in a specific physical place. The bad news is you have to show up all the time, and nothing will keep you like, yeah. You don't get locked in a room with me while I yammer at you and try to force information at you once or twice a week anymore. And I know that's a relief in some ways, but also you have to be committed to online learning. Online learning works if you actively work it, and I mean work it every day or 6 days a week. This is going to be a commitment. There'll be less in-class time. There will be more time spent online. You need to work this. The good news is, what else are you gonna do, right? Just stay inside, read a book. Where are you gonna go? The Cavs game? No. A lot of reading and writings happened during epidemic breakouts in the past. Shakespeare wrote a lot during plague closures because they closed his theater down for plague semi-routinely. You have to put work into this. Second thing I'll say is this class is going to be, both classes are going to be works in progress. I'm writing a provisional emergency syllabus that takes us online, at least temporarily, but maybe all semester. I am planning both as best I can for something where we return to face-to-face in a few weeks, and one where I've already seen the last of you in physical space for this semester. I don't know which one it's going to be. I don't think anyone knows. I am planning for both, so this will be somewhat provisional. Also, as I am experimenting with best ways to deliver these particular classes, which were not originally designed to be online this way, I am going to probably be tweaking things from week to week and changing things that don't work, trying to make them better. So everything is provisional. There's going to be some improvisation. I'm going to have to adapt as we go along, trying to support your learning as best I can. This will not happen in such a sudden way that you will not have time to do things. If week 2 or week 3 doesn't look a lot like week 1, it will never be to your disadvantage in terms of giving you too short a deadline. You will have advance notice for everything. What are we actually going to do? You're both wonderful face-to-face classes because you're all full of very active participants. We cannot fully recreate that lively class discussion online because the technology always slows it down a little. We're going to do a bunch of things. We are going to use the Zoom application, which I will send you instructions about, which is a kind of conference calling app, video conference calling app. We're going to use that for part of our scheduled class time, but not all of it. Some of our class meeting times will be replaced by other, as we say in the trade, asynchronous things. Talk more about that. We will have some class discussion via the Zoom chat client. They will not go as long. They will not go the full length. You should get the free Zoom app. You'll see the free Zoom app only allows you to talk for 40 or in practice 30 minutes. That's how these meetings are going to go. Things will be shorter. We are going to supplement that with a number of other things. There will be documents. There will be handouts that I will create for you for whatever they're worth that will go on the Blackboard shell. There will be online discussion boards, and every unit we will have a pre-Zoom and post-Zoom discussion. We're going to start discussion on our online message boards and our discussion boards. Pardon me while I drink my vitamin C. Delicious and good for me. We're going to have pre-Zoom discussion boards where we get questions out there, where we kind of queue up questions for topics for discussion, where I get the feel of what you guys want to talk about. I come into every meeting knowing things I want to talk about if you have nothing to say, and things I'm going to talk about no matter what you want to talk about. Those will always happen. But I need to know what you want to talk about, so there will be a discussion before, and you must all participate. Will I grade you on discussion? I will grade you pass, fail on discussion. What is passing? You are participating. What is failing? Where you been, buddy? Then we'll have an abbreviated and probably somewhat frustrating, because Zoom doesn't allow us to switch speakers back and forth as quickly as just being in class does. My typical, hey, you speak, then you speak, then you speak in order of how I saw your hands, is only going to get worse online. After that, we will continue this discussion in a further set of discussion boards. We will keep that we will keep that conversation rolling throughout the week. I will also be recording short video lectures like this one. Some will be longer, some will be about 20 minutes, some will only be about 5 or 10. One thing I would like you to do is to ask me each unit for things you want to have discussed, things that would be good to have me stop and explain to everybody. I can do that. Those moments where you get me just talking on a topic for 5 minutes, and for $6.95, you know, something like, oh, is about Shakespeare, but it's not essentially about the overlap of topics that our seminar is about. Well, those are still going to happen. They're just going to be on YouTube for you to watch selectively. Together, between documents, text-based discussion, Zoom, and video lectures, I think we can try to get you enough of a quality educational experience for the next 8 weeks. That is my hope. If we change back after 4 weeks, bravissima, great. If I don't see you again, I don't see you again. Now, each class has certain things that you can kind of only do in class. Science fiction class, you have quizzes. You are not going to have quizzes anymore. I can't give you all the same quiz. There are secure things. It's too easy to Google the answers. It would just be, frankly, not a valuable use of your time. Um, I've done quizzes before. I think there's a better way. You've probably already gotten from me an email about alternative short writing exercises we're going to do instead. More later. 695 students, your master's seminar. We are planning this is all meant to move up to your big paper. And we were going to spend the last 2 weeks doing live in-person presentations by you. We can't do live in-person presentations by you if we can't meet together as a group. What I suspect we will do, now, we may spend our last 2 weeks back in a face-to-face classroom. That will be great. If we don't, we will revert to a different method where we do a kind of online writing workshop in small groups, where groups of 3 or 4 of you share your works in progress and give each other feedback while I look and listen in, because we'll do that electronically too. How's that going to work? I really have not ironed that one out yet, because I'm trying to get the next 2 weeks up and running. All is this to say, bear with me. We're going to do our best. You have to stick to this class. You have to actively participate to make distance learning work. I will do my best to support you and help you learn, but if you don't ever log in, I can't do much. And stay healthy. I miss you. I hope to see you soon. If not, we will always have the internet.